Thank you for tuning in for another inspiring episode about GSD, and we spotlight a remarkable young man named Jerry who has a more advanced form of disease and is also facing other medical challenges. When you meet Jerry, you will see why I dub him a hero. Stay tuned as Jerry and his parents take you on his journey and share with you his determination to live and live well.
Dr. Tunishai Ford is an ordained minister, inspirational, highly motivational speaker, and acclaimed author of I Miss the Hugs, Not the Hurt, and This is a Comma in Your Life, Not a Period. To book Dr. Tunishai Ford to speak and motivate your staff, organization, or church, or to order her life-changing books today, I Miss the Hugs, Not the Hurt, and This is a Comma in Your Life, Not a Period, just visit drtford.com. That's drtford.com.
GNLD, empowering people since 1958 with life-changing products. Vitality Aloe Vera Plus reduces stress, fights fatigue, normalizes blood sugar. Trianin Grain Concentrate, enhanced cellular function. Full Motion renews and repairs cartilage in joints for comfort. For more information, call the ESIM team. Independent GNLD distributors at 313-408-6489. 313-408-6489. GNLD.
Welcome to the Dr. Tunishai Ford Show. I hope you joined us last week. We had a very, very special guest. Her name was Daphne, under Daphne's Cause, and she brought her parents with her. We're going to show you a few clippings from last week's show.
She was a year old when we discovered that there was something wrong with her, but we didn't know exactly what was wrong with her. We just knew there was something wrong with her liver. So the blood tests came back that her liver function tests were elevated and there were other problems with her blood work. So we had to go to U of M and Children's Hospital for a whole bunch of different tests. They took x-rays of every single bone in her body and like a bunch of ultrasounds, all kinds of other tests for leukemia, MS. They just went through everything trying to figure out what was making her liver enlarged. Finally, they were pretty sure that it was Glycogen Storage Disease at U of M, and they did a liver biopsy where they take a little piece of the liver, and they found that glycogen was being stored in the liver.
When did Dr. Weinstein get involved in her life?
After we had did the workup over at the University of Michigan, we had come across a great website called GSD Life. It's essentially like a Facebook for families that are affected by glycogen storage disease. And through there we found out about this doctor named Dr. David Weinstein. Everyone was talking about him, and I mean it was almost like too good to be true. It just sounded like it was almost like a paid commercial because there's so many people talking about what he did and how what he did was different than from what our local doctors were doing. Cornstarch,
and water, I call it concoction, but it's actually her therapy, right?
Right.
Now how often does she have to take it every?
She takes it every 4 hours around the clock.
So what happens if she doesn't take it?
Even in the nighttime.
What did you say, Daphne?
She said even in the nighttime.
You take it at nighttime, so tell me, how does it taste, Daphne?
Yucky.
Yucky? Yeah. It says it tastes yucky?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe one day I can try some. What do you think? No? Okay. Welcome to the Dr. Tunishai Ford Show. Today on the set we have Mr. James Bellman, Michelle Bellman, and their wonderful son, Jerry. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Again, we're going to be talking about the GSD, and we know that this special guy has had a lot of experience with it, and I want you all to tell the story, and we're going to call this Jerry's Triumph. How about that? I want to ask you, Michelle, my producers did some research, and they found out that when you were pregnant, that you knew that something was wrong. Tell us about that.
Well, it's just like from day one with him, it was just like I knew, I don't know, mother's intuition or whatever you want to call it, that something was wrong with him. If I ate certain foods or if I did certain things, mostly sugar stuff, if I ate anything with a lot of sugar in it, it would feel literally like he would sit and spin. So I would get like super nauseous from him, so cut out the sugar. And it seemed to help a lot. So, and my mom was a diabetic her whole life, so I knew about the sugar thing. So I figured maybe he is too, and just stop the sugar, and then a lot of the symptoms that came with it stopped.
Okay. James, when you came into Jerry's life, because I know that right now you're his stepdad, right?
Right.
Okay. When you met Michelle, how old was Jerry when you met him?
Geez.
He was little.
8
No,
8 years old?
No, your kids grew up together.
Yeah, I've known him for, ever since he was 8 years, like 8 months, 9 months. I've seen him, but I never really talked to Michelle.
Okay.
Because my wife and my ex-wife and my wife now were friends.
Okay, the reason I'm asking you this question because when you got involved with her,
right, I got involved with her. Jerry's about 8 years old.
You knew he was ill at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you feel about this little fella when he was little? How did you feel about him?
He was a good little kid.
Okay.
He had a disease. I didn't care about that. I knew what was coming into it. I knew that he had to be fed every 4 hours. I knew he had problems, but that's nothing. I mean, it's I love the mom. I love the kid. And you treat all the kids the same.
So some type of normalcy that you had. That's what I'm concerned about. Okay, so when he was diagnosed, he at birth he had the disease. So when he was actually diagnosed, did you all start the cornstarch and the water treatment right away?
No, actually, it took me 4 months of screaming, yelling, and hollering that something was wrong with my son, and doctors telling me I was crazy.
Okay, we're going to be right back in a few minutes. I'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Get a Grand Slam deal this week at Paul's TV. Get a free Boston Acoustic soundbar, a free Android 10-inch tablet, or a free 32-inch LCD TV with your qualifying TV purchase. And get it all with free delivery and our low price guarantee. It's a Grand Slam deal, not online, not at the warehouse stores. It's only at Paul's TV, the king of big screen, inside all Art Van furniture stores.
You probably think you have to know somebody to hire a great law firm. Well, you do know somebody. You know me, Jeffrey Feiger. You know what I stand for. You know that I fight for my clients' rights. And you know that Feiger Law has 18 of the best trial lawyers in America. Insurance companies, corporations, and government are counting on you to hire a lawyer who will take any settlement they offer. But who will stand up for you when your life is on the line? We will.
Make tomorrow awesome with Xfinity TV from Comcast. Right now, you can get Xfinity TV for just $14.99 a month for 6 months with HD DVR service free for 3 months. Call 1-877-656-2548 today. Get the top networks and popular channels like AMC and Discovery in digital quality. Plus, never miss a thing with HD DVR service. Record your favorite shows and watch them on your schedule in stunning HD. Call 1-877-656-2548 and get Xfinity TV for just $14.99 a month for 6 months. Don't forget to ask how you can get Xfinity on demand with the best in entertainment anytime on any device. Plus premium channels like HBO and Showtime. Get Xfinity TV for just $14.99 a month for 6 months with HD DVR service free for 3 months. Tomorrow could be awesome if you call today. Call 1-877-656-2548 and make the switch now. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Welcome back to the show. We left the show with asking Michelle a question about Jerry. Michelle, what kind of GSD does he have? Now, he has a different type of GSD.
Jerry has 1B. The difference between 1B and 1A is actually Jerry has a compromised immune system, and they have issues with IBD, which could eventually go into Crohn's.
Okay. Explain that now. How does that affect different parts of his body? Because you say he has liver problems with his liver.
Right.
Okay.
And also with the Crohn's, with the bowel and function and stuff like that.
All right. Now, what about Jerry's growth? Okay, Jerry, you're 18 years old right now, right? You're 18.
Yep.
And so now he went through a growing spurt at some time. But how tall was he?
Well, let's put it this way. In probably the 8th grade, he still wore 7/8 pants and a toddler size 12 shoe. So he still looked like a very small child when he went to school.
Okay, so when did he have this growing spurt? What happened then?
Well, then it was exciting because then
so what caused that though? What do you think caused that?
You know what? With these kids, they have to stay perfect on everything. Their sugars have to stay perfect. Everything has to be perfect. And I guess we just got to a point where his sugar levels were staying good, his lactic acid levels were staying good, everything was staying good. So then he started to grow.
Now, Dr. Weinstein, he came into your life at some point. Tell us about that.
Dr. Weinstein came in. We went to a conference, and the first time we ever seen him, he was just shocked with Jerry because he felt that Jerry was totally not managed because he was so small for his age, and et cetera. And he's like, you have to come and see me. And we did go and see him, and he told us that Jerry was perfectly managed, that he was really shocked that everything came back so well as it did. So then they started looking at, because he has a heart condition outside of the disease, that maybe it was that, and it wasn't that either.
Okay, James, what is your involvement right now with Jerry? I mean, you work full time, right?
Yeah, I work full time.
So how do you get involved with Jerry's treatment at this time?
Well, I feed him at night. At 3 o'clock in the morning, I get up and I feed him. And even like when I travel, I call home. But we have alarms set around the house, and wherever I'm at, anywhere in the world, I call home and say, hey, we feed Jerry. But it's a tag team thing. We're constantly, if I'm not telling Jerry, hey, it's time to feed yourself, Mom's telling him it's time to feed himself, and we're constantly checking him.
So have you ever missed a time that you didn't call home?
Oh, yeah. There's times I've run into walls at hotels.
That we haven't woke up and had to call an ambulance because his sugar got so low.
Wow. Now, how many minutes, I mean, is it minutes or hours before he can go into?
Jerry can lose 40 points in 20 minutes. He can drop that fast.
Wow. So now he's on the regimen now. Is it every 4 hours like Daphne?
It is every 4 hours, and it's quite a bit more than Daphne.
Okay. Jerry.
Yes.
Come here. Come on, Jerry. Very good. This is Super Kid Jerry. This is my buddy right here. I had a chance to meet Jerry a few days ago, and this kid is extraordinary. Mom, Dad, you should be so proud of him. Jerry,
we are.
Let me tell you something. Tell me what your motto is in life. You gave me that when we were at the home. You said you had a motto that you live by. What is that?
To live every day like it's your last.
Live every day like it's your last. Okay, now tell me some of the things that you're doing right now to live every day like it's your last.
I'm just having a good time in life. And
so what high school do you go to right now?
Southgate and Anderson.
Okay, and what do you like to study? What do you like? What are your favorite subjects?
Right now I'm taking psychology and stats and probability.
Okay. So how has this disease affected your life, your social life? I mean, do you feel like a normal kid outside of taking your therapy?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, do kids make fun of you about your size or?
No, they seem to understand with everything going on.
Did the children kind of help you out? Like, did you ever get to a point where you're doing something and it's time for you to take your cornstarch and your water and you might be missing it and the kid may say, hey, Jerry, it's time to take your medicine.
Yeah.
You ever had that happen to you before?
Students and teachers, they all.
Okay, now, Mom, when you first introduced this disease to the school, did anybody have a problem? Was he treated differently at that time?
Well, when we first went to the school to let them know that Jerry did have medical issues and he did need a medical aid with him to take his feedings, because at that time he had a feeding tube, and the feeding tube wouldn't heal, so he had to have somebody with him to give him the cornstarch and the feeding tube every 4 hours. Okay. So he had to go to the school board and talk to them, or not the school board, the superintendent. And they basically wanted me to take Jerry out of the public school and put him in a multiple handicap school. I had to fight to keep him in a regular school.
He's an extraordinary kid. There's nothing wrong with him.
Right. He's health impaired.
It's health impaired, not mentally impaired. Okay. People need to understand that. Okay. So when you're going to school every day, can you participate in sports at all?
I am currently not taking gym and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because of the heart issue.
Because of the what issue?
Enlarged organs.
Yeah.
So that means that if he falls or hurt himself, he can really damage. Okay, I thought it might be due to the therapy. Like if you're in gym and you're in gym at a time where it's time for you to take your cornstarch and your sugar, your water, then you.
I'll probably just leave at that time.
Okay, so you can do that. So now, is there ever a time when you're in class and it's time for you to take your therapy and you're able to leave and do what you need to do?
Most teachers know what's going on. Usually subs, I try to tell them, I kind of have to go to the office and we usually work it out.
Okay. Okay. Now with his situation, his situation is a little more advanced than Daphne's. So now, how is Dr. Weinstein helping you in terms of Jerry's, what he's doing?
Well, Dr. Weinstein is wonderful because anytime Jerry ends up in the hospital or et cetera, basically I call him, let him know he's there, let him know what his levels are, and basically he goes back and forth with me and telling them what to do. Because the hardest thing is because so many of the physicians in the ER know zilch about glycogen storage disease. And some of them will depend on me and some of them won't. So that's the hardest thing, is to get across to him. He needs a D10 right away. A D5 won't hold him. D10 is special, so they have to have it made up.
What's D10? What is that?
That's the IV fluid that has 10% glucose in it.
Okay. So it's like being a diabetic. You need this to live.
It's completely opposite, though.
Okay.
He does
opposite.
lows and diabetics are highs.
Okay. Now, besides the enlarged liver, and the GSD,
spleen and pancreas.
Okay, he has
multiple enlarged organs.
Okay. Now, this is something separate from the GSD.
No.
Because it's all in.
No, the spleen, the liver, and the pancreas has to do with the GSD.
Okay. Okay. Now, so all children who have the GSD will have these issues?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With the GSB 1B.
Okay, 1B.
With 1B.
Okay. Now his is 1B.
Yes.
And Daphne's is 1A.
Yes.
Okay. Now, is there another step after that?
I believe that there is.
Okay. Okay. So you don't know anything about that right now.
Well,
we don't have to
I'm
go into
focused on this one.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm
Nothing wrong with
focused
that.
on
We can
this
do that. Okay. Okay, we're going to wrap it up right now, and when we come back, Jerry, I want you to tell us all about your life at this time, okay? We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Do you have the right Medicare health plan? Are you saving money? And are you with a company you can rely on? The answer to your questions could be a Medicare supplement insurance plan from Humana with the benefits and savings you want. You can get all the facts in this free booklet, Making Medicare Supplement Insurance Work for You, and it's yours just by calling 1-888-238-5497.
For a competitive monthly premium, you get peace of mind knowing many of your medical costs will be covered, all from a company that's been helping people with Medicare for more than 20 years. And with a Medicare supplement plan like that offered by Humana, you always have the freedom to go to any doctor, specialist, or hospital.
The booklet is free and there's no obligation. So call now, 1-888-238-5497. That's 1-888-238-5497.
Not everyone can dunk, but everyone can dip. Checkers' new $2 Chicken Dippers box. White meat chicken deliciously seasoned, just begging to be dipped. 6 delicious dippers, plus Checkers' famous seasoned fries for an unbeatable $2. It's a slam dip. Checkers, feast on. Love loaded fries? Get them loaded 3 different ways, only at Checkers.
Every LASIK candidate deserves the best, and the Yaldo Eye Center, Michigan's leader, has performed more LASIK procedures than anyone in Michigan and always uses state-of-the-art lasers. Dr. Yaldo knows that affordability is a serious issue, and this week is offering LASIK for $6.99 an eye, regardless of your prescription. You demand the best. That's why his patients say it's not just LASIK, it's LASIK with Dr. Yaldo. The Yaldo Eye Center. Call 1-888-881-2020.
I went to another store to sell my jewelry. They told me it would take 4 weeks to get my money. I need that money now.
If this has happened to you, you've been dealing with the wrong jewelry broker. At Ziedman's, you get your cash fast.
I got the cash I needed the minute I needed it.
We'll turn your diamonds, gold, watches into the cash you need now. Our international buyers allow us to pay more for it.
At Ziedman's, I had my cash in minutes.
The cash you need when you need it. It's easy at the Ziedman's, Detroit and Southfield.
Welcome back to the show. Jerry, I wanted to ask you a question. Tell me personally, how do you feel about having GSD?
I guess I have to work it out every day and see the doctors as I need to see them.
But how do you feel, just your personal feelings about being a special guy? And I do think that you're special. I don't mean that in the sense that something is wrong with you, okay? But meaning that, because everybody has challenges, but you have these challenges right now, and you know that you have to take this therapy every day. So how do you personally feel when you get up in the morning, you know that you have to do this treatment, How do you feel being Jerry, the guy with GSD?
I just think it's me.
It's you. So it's unique to you. Okay, so tell me some of the things that Jerry likes to do.
On Saturdays upcoming, we're going to be in a bowling league.
Okay.
So I enjoy bowling. I have a average of like 130, a high game of like 166. I'm in the Miracle League with baseball, and we are in the playoffs upcoming.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So what position do you play?
Third base.
Okay, so you enjoy that?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Now, I know a secret. Well, it's not really a secret because I think you told me. You had a chance to meet Oprah.
Yeah.
How was that?
I met her in my stepdad's business, I suppose. And they kind of surprised us with some celebrity coming out, and I was like, whoa.
Okay. So what was that like? I mean, did she know that you had the GSD, or
I don't think
you
she
didn't
knew.
tell her? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you didn't have a chance to really talk to her. You just kind of met her and took a picture with her.
Yeah.
Was that exciting for you?
Yeah.
Okay, you had a chance to meet a lot of other people too. Tell us about that.
I met several Detroit Tigers at the Miracle League camp, and such as Miguel Cabrera and Brennan Bosch, Don Kelly. This year we had Rod Allen, the sportscaster. The physical education guy was there to work out with us.
Okay.
I met some Pistons. Had a sports marketing guy set up with us, and I met Charlie Villanueva and Will Bynum.
Oh, you met the whole team, pretty much. Okay. So do you still keep in touch with any of these guys?
Not exactly.
Okay.
I would kind of like to, but I don't know if they want to do it with me.
Okay, and you had a chance to do some traveling too. Where'd you go?
I usually go down to Florida to Disney every Christmas.
Okay.
And I went to Pennsylvania for the GSD conference.
Okay, the conference.
Yeah.
So how involved are you in really trying to find a cure? And do you get a chance to meet a lot of other children who have this disease, and do you kind of motivate them and encourage them?
At the conferences,
Okay.
they usually set us up where we can talk to each other so that we can exchange different ideals that we have.
Okay. Now you'll be graduating this year,
Yes.
2023. Okay, in June.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be graduating. What are your future plans?
I plan on getting into sports management. Marketing.
Okay. So now, which university do you want to go to?
University of Phoenix.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I heard that you had a very high grade point average. Tell us about that.
Current GPA is 3.2, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Now
work
your
it
mom
up.
told me that you really push your teachers when you think that you should get a better grade.
Yeah.
Okay, and you really love school. You really love school?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
you have
don't
a
like
good
to wake up
rapport?
early, but.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, do you like school or not? Because some kids don't like school. So do you like school?
I don't know. I don't like taking tests and stuff and getting grades, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Now I want to ask you this question: when you go to school and you interact with the kids and everything, do you find yourself looking at little girls? You have a girlfriend right now?
No.
No? You're not gonna sit on stage. I got you, Mom, Dad. We want to know that. Okay.
I think they see me as like a little brother.
Okay.
And
does that bother you?
A little bit, but I don't know. I guess someday.
Okay.
I'll
And
find
I'm glad you have that philosophy. One day. That's good. That's really good. You know, when we're dealing with this illness like GSD, you know, I want you to understand that I think that you're a hero. You know, I really do. When I met you, I thought that you were an extraordinary person. And I don't want to use the word kid. I apologize. I think that kind of hurt your feelings because you are a young man. And I believe that the work that you're doing right now with your mom and dad is extraordinary. You're an inspiration to so many different people. And I hope that we can get the word out and people will know exactly what you're advocating. You know, so what is your relationship right now with Dr. Weinstein? Do you like him as a doctor? Do you think he's doing a great work for you guys?
Yeah. I usually see him when we go to the conferences.
Okay.
And yeah. We work together and he gives us new ideas that we can tell him, and yeah. Okay,
so besides going to college and everything and pursuing your career, if it's something that you want to tell anybody right now with GSD, what would you like to tell them? If you had something you could tell them, what would you tell them?
If you don't have anybody to communicate with, then we hope that you can get a hold of one of us or Daphne's family. Or
okay, Mom, if you could tell something, what would you say to somebody with GSD? What would you say?
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Yeah, don't give up.
Okay.
I mean, there's so much out there of the families that know about GSD, but I mean, it's so rare that it's really hard to get in touch with these families, and it's so hard to get these kids diagnosed.
Okay.
Don't give up. If you think there's something wrong with your child, don't give up. Just keep going and going until somebody tells you until you're comfortable with the diagnosis.
Okay.
Just keep going.
And James, what would you tell somebody with GSD?
Yeah, I would also tell them, don't give up. I mean, these kids deserve to live a full life. The longer they go, the better we're doing.
Yes.
And that's the ultimate goal. I plan to, when he retires, I plan to be there.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to take care of this, you know. Eventually there'll be a cure, you know.
We're hoping.
You know, the 1Bs with the compromised immune system has a little bit rougher road, but we'll get there.
But you all keep fighting, you know, keep striving, because there's nothing unbeatable, you know, and you have strong faith. You know, that's one of the things I know that you said you have. You have a lot of faith, and you have a lot of perseverance, and I know that you're going to make it. And I'm looking forward to, maybe you'll even invite me to your graduation. How about that? I'm looking forward to an invitation. I'm going to send you my address, okay?
Okay.
You know, I really do appreciate you guys being on the show, and you're just wonderful, wonderful people. And Jerry, you know, again, you're my hero. Thank you so much for tuning in for this serious disease of the GSD. And if you continue to watch, we're going to show you some information where you can get in touch with these wonderful people and even the foundation that's handling this disease. Thank you so much.
If you or someone you know has overcome great challenges in life, be it health, life experiences, or a spiritual journey, email Dr. T Show at www.producer@drtford.com. To advertise, donate, or support this program, contact us today at www.producer@drtford.com. More information on this program is available at drtford.com.
GNLD, empowering people since 1958 with life-changing products. Vitality Aloe Vera Plus reduces stress, fights fatigue, normalizes blood sugar. Trianin, grain concentrate, enhanced cellular function. Full motion, renews and repairs cartilage in joints for comfort. For more information, call the ESIM team, independent GNLD distributors at 313-408-6489. 313-408-6489. GNLD.
Glycogen storage disease was almost universally fatal until 1971, when the first effective therapy was discovered, which was cornstarch. While this may not sound sophisticated, it turned this from a fatal disease to one where people are now thriving. As we reflect on this topic, we see the challenges that these two young people, Daphne and Jerry, face. We are inspired by their strength, faith, and positive attitude. I would like to quote what our very First Lady, Martha Washington, said after the many adversities and challenges she faced. "I am still determined to be cheerful and happy in whatever situation I may be in. For I have also learned from experience that the greatest part of our happiness or misery depends upon our disposition and not our circumstances." With that said, I would like to encourage you to go out and be an inspiration to others as you discover your own uniqueness. God bless.